ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा. We will continue the discussion on this time. Very important point to understand what Lord want to explain and what is the purpose in knowing all these things about time. This is very important. Like what we discussed yesterday, that what we discussed yesterday is how time is teaching us a good lesson. And the greatest, it's a teacher, but the teacher which kills the students. That is the greatest lesson that time gives. Like, and we have seen one important aspect is time. There is a psychological phenomena of perception of time. And what is the psychological phenomena? We discussed time stretches. This is the very important phenomena, time stretches. Then we have seen like sometimes it goes very fast, sometimes it goes very slow. It compresses and sometimes it expands. It stretches like eternity only. Like when we are in deep sleep, it goes very fast. Like, and when we are waiting for somebody, someone, or we are waiting for results. So like after 2 days, the results are come. It looks like time is going very slowly. And in that dream also, if it is very bad dream, it stretches for a long time. And when it is good, it goes very fast. So this is something very incomprehensible. It stretches and will not understand only. Like when people take drugs, so they say that this they also have this effect that they feel that time is stretching. A person he was explaining that he took some drugs and he went to bathroom, and then he felt that he stayed quite a long time there, and he was feeling that maybe probably my relatives must be looking for me from the police. It seems that so many years have passed and I have disappeared somehow, so everybody will be looking for me. There is a strange effect of time that happens, and accordingly, there is a philosophy. Now, one more thing we have discussed is how even Brahma is living for so long, and so here we are seeing that Brahma he lives very long. It is like yesterday only Brahma's 50, not yesterday. Just now Brahma celebrated his 50th birthday. Now it is 51st year that is going on. And it is 11 o'clock, 20 minutes in the morning. That means after 20 minutes, Brahma will take his lunch. But the 20 minutes of Brahma is like almost 120 million years for us. That means Brahma's time it is so long, it's stretched. For us, it is different. Now, what happens is what we should learn from this. We should know how insignificant our life is, how everything is different, is happening. Everyone wants to know the meaning of the world. The meaning of all this description is to understand the strange energy of time. and understand this energy is highly problematic. So the purpose of all these things to understand the strange energy of time. And second thing, how highly problematic. So this is the thing what we need to understand from this description of time. It is giving us something very important. Like in Brihad Bhagavatamata, Brahma, who lives such a incredible time, and there is because very important. Like there is one story, two three stories are there. When there is Maharaj Ukundi, he goes to meet Brahmaji, and when he goes to meet Brahmaji, this king Ukundi, he he attends. Brahma was actually attending some music concert by Gandharvas, and it went for 19 minutes. 19 minutes, and he waited for him. And then he met Brahmaji. Brahma said, Arey, you came, you stayed here, but unfortunately, 27 Chaturyugas have passed. You are already 27 Chaturyugas. That means Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, like that, 27 has passed. Now that means Brahma lives such a long time, right? Now, interestingly, in Brihad Bhagavatam, when Narada glorifies Brahmaji, you are a great devotee. Brahma says, what is the reason? Brahma says, why I am not great devotee? Brahma says, I am afraid. This is the reason Brahma gives. That means he's afraid of what? This is the reason he gives. And Lord Shiva, when he is glorifying the devotees of Vishnu, he is glorifying about Vaikunta. So Lord Shiva says, in Vaikunta, no fear. Vaikunta, no fear. So this is a very important understanding we should have. Now, Brahma does like now even Shiva, Brahma, all these people, everybody they are told, of course, they are pure devotees, but in general, it is told everybody is afraid. Afraid of what? Then it looks like, my God, they are really afraid for such a long time. See, if Brahma is afraid now, that means 50 years. 50 years is what of Brahma? That is 300 trillion, 40 billion years by 2. That much. Why Brahma is afraid for so long time? We feel like he's afraid for so long time, but it is not long time for him. It is only 50 years for him. The same thing. For us, it is like even his 19 minutes is 27 Chaturyugas. His 20 minutes is like 120 million years. He's afraid for 120 million years. No, he's afraid more also than that. The point is that it is all that time has that effect. It's at stretching and it's compressing. And that's why we need to understand. And Brahma does not even laugh at all of our lives, which we think we are living for so long and we are doing so many other things. Brahma must have already given up. They said, no, what is the point? Because the point is, and there, the best way is now we sleep. 45 years of our life goes in sleep only. If you live for 100 years. And the 100 years pass so fast. The point of all this explanation is that very important here that we should not hold on to the form of existence that we are used to. So that is the main point. Why? What is all this? The purpose of all these things? Don't hold on. What is told? Don't hold on to the forms. That means now I am in a particular form, say this body. I cannot take it so seriously because it is going to go. That's why all these things are given. Why time is given? Don't take it seriously. It is going to go anyway. That is the point. There is something that we should be looking for. And what is that? That is fundamentally different from existence. We should look for what? The soul. Because the life is very short. We should. But interesting thing is, on this earth, with a short lifetime, so we can attain eternity. So this is possible, eternity. This is actually we have to strive for. So this advantage is there for human form of life. Within a short, even though our life is very short compared to Brahma or demigods, still we have a special advantage. We can attain eternity, which is not, this privilege is not there for other others other planetary systems, which is there in Earth only. This is the advantage we have compared to this. And also now very important, how do we attain this eternity in human form of life? That is the point, right? And the human form, the birth is given, and if you correctly and if use it time correctly, the lessons that time give us exactly, it is what is explained. Like we have Saunaka Rishi says, Ayur Harati Vaipumsam Udhyan Nastam Channaso Tasyate Kshanonita Uttama Shloka Vardaya. Every rising and setting of the sun, we are coming closer to death. Ayur Harati Vaipumsam, it is stealing away Ayur Harati, it is stolen. Udhyan means when the sun is rising, it is already stolen. For today, the sunrise, our life is stolen. When the sun sets, again it is stolen. But there is another method. Uttama shloka vartaya. If a person uses his time, one moment also, ayur harati vaipumsam udhyannasam chit. Tasyate kshananita. It isn't there kshana. Kshana means the period when we blink our eye. Kshana only, that much only. If you use even that much, Uttama Shloka means if a person is speaking about the Lord, he says he will go beyond the time. That is the plausibility is there. Even if one moment of our life we spend in listening the description of the eternal Lord, people are trying to sing so many things. But if you listen, is this, that means which is life is successful only. Just one moment. Now, how to understand? Array, I already listened. The point what Vishnu Chakra Thakur says that, say if imagine a big tree, there are many branches, many leaves on the tree, and there are no fruits. But a big tree, there is one branch. On this branch, there is one fruit cake. There is the essence of the tree is the fruit. But even if there is only one fruit on that tree, even if it is not covered by all fruits, only one tree is there. But eventually, he says that if we say that this tree will be covered with fruits. Because if a person dedicates at least one moment of the fact that he tried to meditate on Supreme Lord, it means that his life has already brought the fruits. That is the point. This means that the effect of eternal time has ceased on that person. Now this tree is going to give fruits. It already started. One fruit came means fruits are going to come. Similarly, for us also, if we are giving our time and understanding Krishna, the effect of eternal time ceases. This means that the results that we will receive will be completely grandiose. It is non-material results we are getting. This is the point. So what happens? So we are giving time for Krishna, understanding Krishna, then it does not have a material result. This is the main thing. We get an eternal benefit. Just one moment also. This is actually uh, what Krishna is also explaining Bhagavad Gita. To get rid of greatest fear, if he moves a little on this path, what is this? Krishna Swalpamapyasa dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. When Krishna is telling bhayat, trayato mahato bhayat means fear. Fear of what? Death. Death means what? Time. So we can be free from this fear even little bit on this path also. That means we are getting eternal benefits. We are freeing ourselves from the material results. That is the point. The time effect is not there when we are sitting and reading Bhagavatam. And that is another, many times it comes. No, we are afraid of death, but when you sit and read Bhagavatam and there is devotees are doing kirtan, Yamaraj also attends, so you will not have any fear of death. That means that person, not that he will not die, but he's not, he's already made his path to eternal life. That is the point. Bhagavatam repeats this. Sometimes people say that I spent best years of my life in ISKCON. And Krishna says that people say that I have spent best life in ISKCON. Then why not spend the worst time also? What is the problem? Because the point is that I spend my time in vain in all other things. Because what we do, other things will not bring anything. They will only bring material results. But if you spend your time in ISKCON, you are getting eternal benefit. And because there is a mistake under the whatever we spend time in this world, now it is under the influence of tamoguna, which is only hurting us. And I'm only increasing my karma. I do my karma, and the result is nothing, nothing, nothing. That is the result. But Bhagavatam says even if a person spends an instant on meditating on the uh, Lord, the result is endless. We are calculating everything because we calculate. We are material calculation, but there is something spiritual also. Because there is relative value of everything. When a person says that I wasted my life in vain, he measures it in terms of material results on the fruits. We are calculating. But if a person thinks, oh, that I have earned lot of money in this life, my life went into vain. How much I have not at end. So if I earned a lot, then otherwise life is vain. That's what he's saying. Because now, how will he use his money at the time of death? Even if you have earned 100 crores, can I bring one moment of my life back? Money is over. And maybe his, what do you say, people, his other generations, they may enjoy. He says, my father believes in reincarnation. A person says that he left all his inheritance to himself. Where he will take? You don't know where he's going to go. How can he take this inheritance with him? He has accumulated. But all this money don't come. But we have to accumulate something which will come to us. That is the point of all this description of time. Don't take this body and other things so seriously because the time is influencing everything. Take something which is good, which is going to protect us. I can get rid of my diseases, I will never die. And all these things we have to. And now people are trying what they are trying. They are trying to freeze their bodies when they are dying. They are thinking we will try to overcome it. Maybe in the future, there is an estimation like by year 2047, they are trying to create human consciousness. They are freezing their bodies. Then they are taking this consciousness, DNA, whatever. They are trying to put into an artificially made some person or some a whatever generated, and they are going to insert the consciousness in it. So then I live again separately in this robo. So that's what they're trying. Now they don't understand that there is soul and left. They are just interested in these things. So like all this, even Hiranyakashipu also tried, but somehow nothing they took care of. And Sati Shastra, it is especially written for people with good calculators. It tells us that if a person sacrifices to an ordinary person, this is very important. If a person gives to an ordinary person, it is good. And it will return to him exactly same size. If I give charity to some normal person, same thing I'll get without taking into any devaluation and inflation. We will get same thing, maybe into account. But yeah, we don't know how the karma is calculating the inflation. If I give one mango, if it is worth 10 rupees, but after some years I had to get it back. The inflation, the cost increases. So I don't. But if a person sacrifices to a Brahmana, a simple Brahmana, that means he's going to washroom, he's putting his Brahman thread around his, wrapping is around his ears. Then what happens? He will get twice. And that means double he is getting. But if a person sacrifices to a Brahmana who has realized Vedic knowledge, he will get 100 times more. It's a very nice thing. If it's a proper Brahmana, you get 100 times, not 100, sorry, 100,000 times more. This is very good. And if you sacrifice for Krishna, what will happen? Then when we spend our time to Krishna, we spend our time on some ordinary things. If with Krishna, it is unlimited. That is the advantage. Some ordinary thing, these things will end. It will simply lead to the repetition of some things. But if you spend time on something related to spiritual bliss, we will get something better. This is what we will try to grow on strengthen the bliss in ourselves. We will not be able to assess the result also. We cannot understand what type of, because our calculator don't have that ability. Because we can calculate only material things. But this is that everything related to God, any meditation on Krishna is eternity only. That is the point here. Hope you are understanding the benefit, the eternal benefit. So how by spending time with Krishna is an eternal benefit. Whenever we are chanting, if we hear this description of, we transfer our consciousness from this temporary reality where everything is temporary to absolute, where everything is unending. Here everything is ending. We transfer our consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is actually, this is how meditation helps all of us. Now we'll see some other points in the verse. What this verse is explaining. We have seen. Vidura, the sun enlivens all living entities with its unlimited light and heat. He diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to realize that, release them from their illusions of material attachments. So this is what is important. Release them from illusion of material attachment and enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves in the firmament of with great velocity, and therefore everybody should offer him respects once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship. This is what is sun. We chant Gayatri mantra. We worship sun god. All this is meant for understanding this aspect only, that I want to get out of it. We don't want to continue in this things. Now Vidra is saying, I now understood the life duration of the residents of Pita planets, heavenly planets, as well as that of the human beings. Now kindly inform me of life duration of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of a kalpa. That means 1 day of Brahma. The partial dissolution of the universe that takes place at the end of Brahma day does not affect any all the planetary systems. The planets of highly learned living entities like the sages Sanaka and Bhrigu are not affected by such dissolutions. All the planets are of different types and each is controlled by a different Kala Chakra or schedule of eternal time. The time of the Earth planet is not applicable to others, more elevated planets. Therefore, Vidra herein inquires about the duration of life on other planets. Now it is all relative. For them, it is 100 years only. Time goes slow for them, for us, it goes fast. But it's 100 years. That's all. Ultimately, to understand that we cannot take this thing seriously. A spiritually powerful one, you can understand the moment of eternal time, which is controlling form of the Supreme Personality of God. Because you are a self realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Vidra is glorifying Mitra. Those who have reached the highest perfectional stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, and future are called Trikalagnya. Similarly, the devotees of Lord can see everything clearly that is revealed in the revealed scriptures. The devotees of Lord can very easily understand the science of Krishna as well as the situation of material and spiritual creations without difficulties. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by grace of Lord who is sitting in everyone's heart. This is what the those who have highest perfectional stage of mystic powers can see everything past, present, and they are called Trikalagnas. Now devotees also can very easily understand the science of Krishna as well as the situation of material and spiritual creations without difficulty. They need not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi. They just understand because by the grace of Lord. Krishna will reveal to them. Whatever is needed, that much we will know. No problem. Maitreyavacha kritam treta dvaparam cha kalische chatur yugam दिव्यै द्वादशैर्वर्षै स्वाधानं निरूपितम्. Maitreya said, O Vidra, the 4 millenniums are called Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga. The aggregate number of years of all this combined is equal to 12,000 years of demigods. Now, here, interestingly, the time is not linear. This is the very important difference we should know in Vedic time and modern time. Vedic time is circular. Now, this makes so much difference. See, why it makes so much difference is because our presumptions, our axioms, presumptions, or underlying basis on which we live make so much difference. If we say time is linear, our whole perception is different. If you say time is circular, the whole perception of life will be different, and based on that we live. Say I have some perceptions, based on that I like say if I feel that the city is a very good life, I already have this perception. So when I go, I feel good only. Oh, this is good because I like it. But now I have bad perceptions. When I go, even everything is good, but still I will not believe because I already have my own perception. So we look like according to perception. So, excuse me. Similarly, if time is linear, then whole perception is different. That means if time is linear, that means what? We are evolving. This is what happens if you accept this as this as creation. But if Vedic times, if you say time is circular, that means it's not that we are evolving. Just it's a cycle. Now we are at this part because the circle is so huge. If you take a particular part, it looks like it is straight line only. For us, it is looking straight only. Time is going. Why it is looking straight? Because the circle is very big. Circle is how much big? The era of demigods is 360 years of humankind, as will be clarified in the subsequent verses. 12,000 of the demigods years include the transitional periods, which are called Yuga Sandhyas, comprise the total of after mentioned 4 millenniums. Thus, the aggregate of above mentioned 4 millenniums is 4,320,000 years. This is what is the calculation. Now, because the number is so huge, a circle is so big, that's why the gap between 2 points looks almost like linear only. This is the point. But when you calculate, when we say that time is linear, that means we are progressing. Our ancestors, they were all, what do you say, ape man, apes. And then we have evolved. We have become pro-magnan man. Now ape too, we have evolved. We have discovered this. We have invented wheel, and that is the greatest invention of mankind, wheel. And then the slowly the progress happened. We were the caves. Now we have big skyscraper buildings. That means we are evolving. That means the ancestors who are there in the before, they are the most uncivilized aborigines. But if you take time is circular, so I am at this point. That means there is nothing to evolve. There is some other time there are better species than what we have. There are highly evolved people before. Now it is degrading. Again, highly evolved people will come and like that. So it's a circle. It's nothing to you grow, and one day you become the most evolved, and you have to. Then there is a survival of the fittest. You remove all the people who are not fit. Only the most survival people is. No, it's not like that. If it is circle, then the way we look at this creation is also different. We know that actually. Then when we read the scriptures, we understand. Oh, they're so intelligent people. We are not able to understand this basic thing. How in Rig Veda the speed of light is given? They don't have any scientific instruments or anything to know the speed of light. How did they get it? Because they are more evolved. So it is very easy to accept if time is circular. If it is linear, then they don't accept it. The scientists who accept the time as linear, they cannot conceive that how this fellow can in Rigveda time of the speed of light is given. They cannot even understand only. They cannot, because they say you need so very electronic all these instruments and all to know it. How did they get it? Because they got it. That is the point. So here this is very clear term. It's a cycle. The time is cyclic. It is said that Chatvari Trini Devachikam Kritadishu Vyatakramam Sankyatini Sahasrani Vigunani Satani cha. The duration of the Satya millennium equal to 4,800 years of the demigods. Years of demigods. The duration of Treta millennium equals to 3,600 years of the demigod. The duration of Dwapara millennium equals to 2,400 years, and that of the Kali Yuga is 1,200 years of the demigods. The after mentioned 1 year of the demigods is equal to 360 years of human beings. The duration of Satyuga is 4,800 to 360. That is that means every for demigods 1 year is 360 years of human beings. This is the calculation. So for demigods, 1 year means 360 years of hours are over. And that means our 1 year is just 1 day. That's all. Our 1 year is 1 day. They live for 360 years. That means 60 years. That's how it is. That is 1 year for them also. Now, Then there is Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. We have to just calculate. That is, this many years per are calculated. So it's a very simple calculation. You all must be knowing based on the debt collection. So there 4,800 years is how many years for us? It is 1,728,000 years. Their Treta Yuga is 3,600 years into 360 years to know how many years for us. Like Sandhyaya Sandhyam Shayor Antar Yah Kala Sata Sankayo Tan Eva Yugam Satya Yatra Dharmo Vidayate. The transitional periods before and after every millennium, which are a few hundred years as after mentioned, are known as Yuga Sandhyas or the conjunction of two millenniums, according to the expert astronomers. In those periods, all kinds of religious activities are performed. So, you have heard about this Yuga Sandhya. So, 10% before and 10% after of every Yuga, Yuga Sandhyas. That is a combination of both the Yugas. So, Satyuga, then Treta Yuga. So, 10% in the end, 10% of Satyuga in the end, and 10% of Treta Yuga's beginning part. So, both are called Yuga Sandhya. So, it has combination of both the periods. Vidra, in Satya Millennium, mankind properly and completely maintained the principles of religion, but with the passage of each millennium, religious gradually decreased by one fourth as irreligions was prominently admitted. Prabhupada in Satyuga Millennium, complete execution of religious persons prevailed. Gradually, the principles of religion decreased to one fourth in each of the subsequent millennia. In other words, at present, there is one part religion and three parts irreligion. Therefore, people in this age are not very happy. And it says, Trilokya Yuga Sahasram Bahir Abrahmano Dimam Tyaya Taya Nisha Tata Yannimilyati Vishwasrip. Outside the three planetary systems, Satya, Swarga, Vritya, and Patala, that is what we are staying. The four yugas multiplied by 1,000 comprise one day on the planet of Brahma. A similar period comprises the night of Brahma, in which the creation of the universe goes to sleep. That means one day is how much? This is 1,000 cycles of Satya, Treta, Dwapar, all these things. So, four yugas multiplied by 1,000. Right? When Brahma goes to sleep in his night time, the three planetary systems below Brahmaloka are all submerged in water of devastation. In sleeping condition, Brahma dreams about the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and takes instructions from the Lord for the rehabilitation of the devastated area of space. At the end of Brahma's night, the creation of three worlds began again in the daytime of Brahma, and then they continue to exist to the levels of 14 consecutive manos of mankind. So, one day of Brahma has 14 manvantras. Each and every manu enjoys a life a little more than 71 sets of 4 millennium. So, 1,000 yugas, you have 1,000 yuga cycles is one day of Brahma. And we have 14 manus. So in one day, that means 1,000 divided by 14. So it is approximately 71. So that's what it is 71 sets of millennium, little more than 71 sets of millenniums. Prabhupada is giving these calculations. The duration of life of Manu will be so long 306,720,000 years. After the dissolution of each and every Manu, the next Manu comes in order along with his descendants who rules over the different planets. But the seven famous sages, the demigods like Indra and their followers such as Gandharvas, appear simultaneously with Manu. In the creation during Brahma's death, three planets, Swarga, Mrityu, and Patala, revolve, and in the inhabitants, including the lower animals, human beings, demigods, and pitas, appears and disappears in terms of their fruitive activities. So, once the dissolution happens, we all enter into Garbhodakshay Vishnu for the every day of Brahma. And after life of Brahma, we enter into Mahavishnu. In each and every region of Manu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear by manifesting his internal potency in different incarnations as Manus and others. Thus, he maintains the universe by discovered powers. And then, at the end of the day, under the insignificant portion of mode of darkness, the powerful manifestation of universe merges in the darkness of night by the influence of eternal time. The innumerable living entities remain merged in the dissolution and everything is silent. This verse, as explained, is the night of Brahma, which is the effect of influence of time, in touch with an insignificant portion of darkness. Mode of material nature is darkness. The dissolution of three worlds is affected by the incarnations of darkness. That is who? That is Rudra, represented by the fire of eternal time. It is actually which is in effect of influence of time in touch with an insignificant portion of modes of material nature of darkness. Not very big, but as the effect is big, which blazes over the three worlds. These three worlds are known as Bhu Bhuva Swaha. The innumerable living entities merge into the dissolution, which appear to be dropping to the curtain of the scene of Supreme Lord's energy, so everything becomes silent. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight, and the sun and moon are without glare, just as in an ordinary night. Because it is understood that the glare of sun and moon disappear from the sphere of the three worlds, but the sun and moon themselves do not vanish. They are there. They appear in the remaining portion of universe, which is beyond the sphere of three worlds. The portion is dissolution remains without sun rays or moonlight. It will remain dark and full of water, and there is indefatigable winds, as explained in the following. Actually, what happens now when Brahma is sleeping? What happens? Ego sees. This is actually what anything that has to function in this material world, there should be consciousness. If consciousness not there, then it becomes what? Destroyed. And this is actually what is happening. Say we have a house in the village. 20 years nobody went there. What will happen to the house? It will just it becomes decapitated. It is completely lost. Why it happened? Because what didn't happen there? Everything is there only. No, it should be there. No, consciousness is not there. Once the consciousness goes, things are destroyed. Same thing happened. Brahma sleeping means what? He is not able to put his consciousness in that part of creation. That part of creation is destroyed. But the higher planet systems, which are Janaloka, Maharloka, Tapaloka, the living entities are still there. Means they have that ability. They're able to hold it. But others, it is not possible. Brahma sleep means they have to destroy. This is actually anywhere, any house or anything you take, just don't pay attention for some time, automatically get destroyed. The effect of time is like that. So Brahma sleeps, immediately nobody is paying attention, finish, destroyed. This is the problem. The devastation takes place due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshan, and thus great sages like Bhrigu and other inhabitants of Marloka transport themselves to Janaloka being distressed by heat of the blazing fire which takes through the three worlds below. At the beginning of the devastation, all the seas overflow. The hurricane's winds blows very violently. Thus, the waves of the seas become ferocious. In no time, all the three worlds are full of water. It's said that the blazing fire from the mouth of Sankarsana rages for 100 years of the demigods. That means 36,000. Better not to live only because. Then for another 36,000, there are torrents of rain accompanied by violent winds and waves. The sea is at ocean overflows. These reactions of 72,000 years are the beginning of partial devastation of the three worlds. People forget all this devastation of world and think themselves happy in the material progress of civilization. So this is the problem. Why all this description is given? To make us understand these things. People forget all this devastation of the world and think themselves happy in the material progress. This is called Maya, which is not. So purpose of all these things is very clear. With the with his eyes closed, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, lies down in the water of on the seat of Ananta, and the inhabitants of Janaloka planet glorify the Lord by offering him prayers with folded hands. The upper planets are surviving because Lord is directly seeing it. Others, Lord is not bothered. And Brahma is not there to take care. So it will be devastated. That's what. We should not misunderstand the sleeping condition of Lord to be the same as our sleep. He is already in Turiya stage. Here the word Yoga Nidra is specifically mentioned, which indicates that Lord's sleeping condition is also a manifestation of his internal potency. Whenever the word yoga is used, it should be understood to refer to that which is transcendental. The transcendental stage, all activities are always present, and they are glorified by prayers of great sages like Brahma. And thus, the process of exertion of the duration of life exists for every one of the living beings, including Lord Brahma. One's life endures for only 100 years in terms of times of different planets. So, this is the point. We discussed this also. Everybody has only 100 years. For some people, the time stretches, some people it compresses. And for us, it is compressed. If you take an ant lives for 100 years according to his calculations, and it is compressed for it. Every living beings live for 100 years in terms of time in different planets for different entities. Robustly. There is 100 years of life are not equal in every case. The longest duration of 100 years belongs to Brahmaji. But although the life of Brahma is very long, it expires in the course of time. Brahma is also afraid of his death, and thus he performs devotional service to the Lord just to release himself from the clutches of illusory energy. Animals, of course, have no sense of responsibility, but even humans who have developed a sense of responsibility while while away their valuable time without engaging in devotional service to Lord, live life merely unafraid of impending death. This is the madness of human society. The mad man has no sense of responsibility in life. Similarly, a human being who does not develop a sense of responsibility before he dies is no better than a madman who tries to enjoy material life very happily without concern for the future. It is necessary that every human being is responsible in preparing himself for the next life, even if he has a duration of life like that of Brahma, the greatest of all living creatures within the youth. So, such a nice purport proposition. So, this is the main purpose of this chapter to get this understanding. We should not remain mad. The 100 years of Brahma's life are divided into two parts. The first half and second half. First half of Brahma's life are already over, and the second half is now currently. Professor, the duration of 100 years of life Brahma has already been discussed in many places in this work. It is described in Bhagavad Gita. 50 years of life of Brahma is already over, and now another 50 is going on. In the beginning of first half of Brahma's life, there are millennium called Brahma Kalpa, wherein Lord Brahma appeared. The birth of the Vedas are simultaneously with Brahma's birth. And Prabhupada is writing, according to Padma Purana, Prabhasa Kanda, in 30 days of Brahma, many kalpas takes place, such as Varaha Kalpa, Pitra Kalpa. 30 days makes 1 month of Brahma, beginning from the full moon to the disappearance of moon. 12 such months compares 1 year, and 50 years complete one parara, and one half the duration of life of Brahma. The Svetavaraha appearance of Lord is the first birthday of Brahma. The birthday of Brahma is in the month of March, according to the Hindu astronomical calculation. This statement is reproduced from the explanation of Vishnu Chakravarti. The millennium which follows the Brahma millennium is known as Padma Kalpa, beginning because in that millennium the universal lotus flower grew out of the reservoir of water in the navel of the personality of Godhead Hari. The millennium following Brahma Kalpa is known as Padma Kalpa because the universe glows in the millennium. Padma Kalpa is also called Prithya Kalpa in certain Puranas. O descendant of Bharata, the first millennium is the second half of Brahma is known as Varaha millennium because personality of Godhead appeared as the hog incarnations. The duration of two parts of Brahma's life, as above mentioned, is calculated to be equal to 1 nimesha, less than a second. For whom? For Supreme Lord. So this is very interesting. The duration of two parts of Brahma's life, as mentioned above, that means 50 years, is calculated as Nimesha, less than a second for the Supreme Personality of God, who is unchanging and unlimited is the cause of all causes of evil. So just Lord takes 1 second, is creating and destroying. Whole Brahma is created and is destroyed also. Just a Nimesha, just a few seconds. The great sage Maitreya has been as writing. The great sage Maitreya has given a considerable description of time of different dimensions, beginning from the atom up to the duration of life of Brahma. Now he attempts to give some idea of the time of unlimited personality of God. He just gave a hint of his unlimited time by the standard of life of Brahma. The entire duration of life of Brahma is calculated to be less than a second of Lord's time. Less than a second. And it explained in the Brahma Samhita. Essaika Vishwasita Kalamatavalambya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanath Vishnur Mahansi Yasya Kala Vishesho Govinda Madipurusham Tamaham Bhaja. So this is a very important understanding we all need. Brahma lives such a long time, but it is just a breath. The impersonal do not believe, Prabhupada is writing, the impersonal do not believe in the form of Lord, and thus they would hardly believe in Lord's sleeping. Their idea is obtained by a poor fund of livelihood. They calculate everything in terms of man's capacity. They think that the existence of Supreme is just opposite to the activities human exist. Because a human being has senses, the Supreme must do without senses. Because human being have form, Supreme not should not have. So they have all these bogus ideas which we don't have any problem. And probably there is a complete agreement between Srimad Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita. Eternal time is never lost along with the life of Brahma. It continues, but it is not, it has no ability to control the Supreme Personality of God because the Lord is controller of time. In the spiritual world, there is undoubtedly time, but it has no control over activities. Time is unlimited and the spiritual is also unlimited. Since everything there exists on the absolute plane. So the time effect does not work only spiritual world. Time has no influence. Time has influence. What is the influence of time on us? It changes everything. Everything. And another thing is it makes everything limited. So love is limited, everything is limited here. And also changes things, people's minds, everything. This is the effect. But in spiritual world, time exists, how it exists as past, present, future, but it does not change anything, it does not make anything limited. It only helps in the past time. It is like a circular only. It helps in the past time, morning, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. So it is just helping the leelas to happen. That's only time can do that. It cannot change, it cannot limit. Unlimited, the energy has a different effect. Here it's a different effect. That's what proposed. In the spiritual world, there is undoubtedly time. Time is there, but it has no control over activities. Now here, not time. Another thing is it controls. Here, three things. Time changes things, time makes things limited, time also controls. But in spiritual world, time cannot control anything. Time is unlimited, and in the spiritual world is also unlimited. So everything there exists also absolute level. So here the three effects is changes, limits, controls. Spiritual world nothing. I can decide what I want to do. It cannot change, it cannot limit. That is that spiritual time. Eternal time is certainly the control of different dimensions, from that of the atom up to the super divisions of the duration of Brahmas. But nevertheless, it is controlled by the Supreme. Time has no control. Time can control only those who are body conscious, even up to Satyaloka or other higher planets of the universe. Another important thing. Time, na, it can control only body. Now, if it's control of only body, body here means mind also. Now, if somebody is at the level as consciousness is, if his consciousness on the body and mind, then only time can control. If his soul conscious, it cannot control. Time cannot control person at the level of soul because it does not have effect. Time cannot do anything with anything with the spiritual level. It cannot limit it. It cannot control it. It cannot destroy it. Time don't have any effect. It cannot change. So time cannot change the soul. Time cannot destroy the soul. Time cannot control the soul. But it can do everything with the body and mind. That's why time has effect in the material world. You're understanding? Time has effect on body, not on the soul. So if I am bodily conscious, then I am affected. If I am soul conscious, I am not affected. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this thing, time controlling and time not controlling, actually time is just a measuring thing, Prabhuji, but the body itself decays.
Time
No,
is not
Prabhuji,
measuring. Time is not measuring, Mataji.
yeah, that's
Yesterday,
what I
2
want to
days.
understand because Prabhuji, body grows, no, Prabhuji, like biologically, it grows and it
How it is
deteriorates
growing?
after.
How it is growing body?
That's what I'm asking. Prabhuji. Is the time really influencing to grow or just some with the measurement of time we get to know I am 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, just measurement
No.
or it is
No,
creating impact
Mataji.
itself.
Everything is time only.
Oh.
Everything is done by time only. See what time does. That's what last two classes na I explained this again and again. Time na it changes. What it changes the three modes. Three modes is what? Our body is made of what? Our body is made of three modes only. Three modes
Gross
what?
elements.
Not only gross element. Gross elements is tamoguna. And mind is what? Sattva. And buddhi is
24
what?
elements, Prabhuji. Our body is made up of all 24 elements.
All these 24 elements are three modes only, na? And who is making these modes to work? See, now you have to get a old body or a young body. It is modes only, na? They are transforming. And the transforming of modes is by time only. Time only makes this transformation.
Prabhuji, on the particular time, the particular mode acts, Prabhuji. That point I can
No,
understand. But
Mataji, not only that. See, now I am a small body. I have to get a big body. Now, what is changing from a child body to a young body? What has changed? It modes only
Gross
changed.
body.
Gross body is what? Modes only, na? How did this modes come? See, you are taking modes as energy, and modes are also like false ego plus tamoguna. What is manifested? Elements.
Modes. Yes, yes.
So this is
Tanmatras.
tamoguna only. So this is elements only. So now my body is modes only. It is a tamoguna body only. It's all modes only that is manifesting. And this is operated. If time does not affect me, my body will not grow old. Time is only changing the modes in time is only changing everything. It is killing the cells, it is making everything. The modes are controlled, right?
So time is a conscious, like Krishna says, time I am, calls me in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji. So we should understand that time is a conscious being who is controlling the Jivatmas individually. According to how they, like, time's influence is also individual. There is a general time's influence, and individual time influence also, no, Prabhuji. According to their karma, according to their Jataka, like horoscope, they will be affected individually also, no, Prabhuji, every Jivatma. So it is a consciously time is affecting Prabhuji, every one of us.
No. Time is not conscious. Time is energy only. But it is controlled by a conscious person, that is Rudra. Controller is Rudra. But the time, see, please understand. Now I am moving my hand. Now I am doing something. This is actually this is actually because of modes only.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now even my body is also modes only.
Yes,
Its form is also modes only. That means modes. They the name of time is which Shobha. It is it is controlling the modes. It is destabilizing the modes. Always the movements of modes are time only. That means if time is not influencing, everything is an equilibrium state. Everything is stable. If time does not touch it, there is no change in anything. Everything is still. Time enters, everything is destabilized. Everything has to. This is actually what is happening. The three modes, when the beginning of creation, it's all pradhan. Lord glances, time enters, everything is, whatever you are seeing, it's all time. In that
the
way.
Kala, Guna, Karma agitates Pradhan.
No.
Kala, Guna, and Karma.
Kala only, it's time. It is agitating. And then there is, you have your Guna and Karma, they are changed everything. So this is a very, very important element, and that is influencing only matter part. Why? It is three modes. Na? Whatever in three modes is under time. But soul is not under time because it cannot agitate the soul.
Time is controlled by Lord Shiva, Prabhuji, Rudra.
No, Lord only, Supreme Lord. The form of Lord is called Shambhu. That's he destroys his Kala also. Now, say if time is affecting matter, why? Because matter is made of three modes. That's why it looks like time is affecting matter, because time is related to three modes. But when the time comes to soul, it does not affect, because soul is not in three modes, it is beyond. The spiritual world, everything is spiritual, so time don't affect there. It is there, but it cannot affect, it cannot have influence. It cannot, time in the material world has influence on what? It changes. And second thing is, it limits, it controls. So these three things happen with the three modes. When time enters, it is changing the modes. It is limiting the things and it is controlling the things. But whereas spiritual world, everything is spiritual. So where is the question of time changing or limiting or controlling? So no influence of time. When I am doing any spiritual activity at the level of soul and a spiritual consciousness, then the time is not affecting. Now we had 1 hour of Bhagavatam. Now time cannot affect it. Time don't have influence on this. The benefit I got in this activity is eternal benefit. There's no effect on time on this because it's a spiritual activity.
Okay, Prabhuji.
This is spiritual action which is beyond the modes. So the result is also spiritual. Here, any result. So people, even if they are very successful materially, it's all time only, na? It's all influence of time. So what is the benefit of you are being a very, very big successful IAS officer or whatever officer? You are within the three modes only. You may be big, this, multi-billionaire. You have a companies all over the world. But it is all three modes only. But whereas your spiritual activity at the level of soul, so now even if you are a big billionaire, the time changes it. It makes it limited, it controls, and at the time of and death. So what is the
Prabhuji,
value
so
of your being materially so successful?
Prabhuji, so should I understand like in our body is operating, the software is mind, intelligence, and ego, but they are not conscious as such, but they have their own functions, Prabhuji. Like that, time is also having its own function as unconscious being, but it is controlled by conscious being who is Rudra.
But
Is it
time
like
has
that, Prabhuji?
only, if you see overall, time has only one function. What does
Hmm.
it do? It just makes the modes just unstabilized. It removes the stability of modes. That is the function it does. Once you remove that, then the modes will do the remaining thing. Up and down, up and down. Now, what is the Kali Yoga means Tamoguna is up. Tamoguna is up means Tamoguna activities will happen. And Rajoguna is up, Rajoguna. Now our body, early morning there is little sattva. Now Rajoguna started. Evening Tamoguna comes. So time, it is time direct. What is the influence of time is modes only. It just touches the modes and modes does everything. The creation, whatever is happening, destruction and maintenance, it's all by modes only. But time influence on modes and modes are doing all the things like that.
Prabhuji, what about individual effects also, Prabhuji? Individually, jivas undergoing various effects, no,
Based on our
Prabhuji?
receptivity, the time affects. Based on my receptivity. So morning time affects people who are in goodness, little goodness. They want to do activities in morning. Who are in Rajoguna, they
Yeah,
want to
that is
sleep.
general, Prabhuji. For example, like sometimes I myself, even now, Prabhuji, I cannot predict within after another 1 hour whether I will be in Sattva, Rajo, Tama, like whether I'll get angry, agitated. That and all, that mood changes is not predictable, no, Prabhuji, by us.
Because
It's
our
not in our
modes,
control.
modes affect our mind also. It is not just body, no? Mode is affecting our minds.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I just want to know which guna is going to affect me because some people they'll predominantly sattva, some people predominantly rajo, some people predominantly tamo. All those things. So the time influences that particular mood to act on that particular person, Prabhuji. So that is all purely controlled by the karma of that particular jiva, Prabhuji. Which guna they should act on them.
Yeah. That is what association you took and that type of mood you are going to get, right? What association? Now we are taking sattvic association. Now we are taking association, divine association, transcendental. Then the effect is different. Now more I am tamoguna association, more my consciousness. So it's very much proportionate to what type of association we take that will change our moods. That's why we tell be in good association, be in good association. Why? Because it is directly affecting our consciousness and moods.
Okay, Prabhuji, one more doubt, Prabhuji, last doubt. Prabhuji, you said time is not linear here, it is cyclic. No, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
because the same yugas. So should we understand that as it is cyclic, then the things happening in all the four yugas, it will be the same, Prabhuji, what to say, Prabhuji, the kingdoms appearing and like something like that. Many things are happening in every yuga, no, Prabhuji. So will it be we have many dynasties, many Gupta, like that, many dynasties are there even in here, no, Prabhuji. So like that, everything will be repeating the same, Prabhuji, the incidents,
Because the
the
desires of
persons will change.
living in the desires are different now, so it will be different only. It is not same.
Oh,
Because
oh,
the desires of living entities are different, they vary. The Lord also like means the what will happen we cannot even the the twins are born, both are born at same time, but both are different persons. So everything is different. Even the
So what does
two
it mean by
smallest.
cycle, Mridulji? Then what does that mean by being cyclic?
Oh, cyclic in terms of the consciousness of living entity. So a particular state of consciousness of living entity appear in a particular time. Now, Kali Yuga people, most of them who are in Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they take this part of the cycle. They are in this part of cycle. But who are in Sattva, they are in Satyuga time. Little mixture,
Prabhuji, so
then they
if
are
I
Treta.
die, Prabhuji, if people of this Kali Yuga die with same Tamo and Rajoguna, then they will be waiting till that this Kali Yuga comes, Prabhuji. They will not take
They,
birth in other 3 yugas.
there is possibility they may take in other universes also they may go. But most of the time
Oh.
it is of course I never heard, but whether they will when they will be born and all, I never heard the details. But we can give some estimation that there may be in some other universes or within this universe they will be waiting for their chance to come, that they will be born. Even some people in Tamoguna are born in Satyuga also. There will be some people of Tamoguna. It's not that they will not be there. But the number is very less. Number is very less. Like Ajamila, he was born in that time. So that time also there were some people who are Tamoguna. And every yoga there will be people, but the predominant people will be Sattva of that. That's why we should not so much affected by this political, these people. They say na, so much of Hinduism is saying this is having problem, that is having problem. So such type of fears we should not have, because it is nothing is fixed like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Hello.
Prabhuji, that generally we hear, my time will come, I will show you. And also, yeah, so that is, I mean, like, even in some lectures, I heard that when we take our birth, the amount of money we are going to earn, the amount of happiness we are going to get, the number of breathing cycles, these are all destined. Is it true, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes. And of course, what happens then? This is prarabdha. So what prarabdha does, there are some things like, it may not tell amount of money, but it will tell amount of pleasure by pain.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So
Yes,
this
yes.
is decided. Pleasure and pain is decided. Even though a person may work very hard, he may get so much money, but if his pleasure is limited, that much only he can get. He cannot enjoy all the money. So some things are prarabdha, but some things which we can change a little bit in this life, maybe 20% we can change. Other things we cannot change. You have to see what happens. Basically, we are fixed with certain type of karma which cannot be changed. But there is some part which is given that can be changed. Some 20% of possibilities there we can change. But 80% we just have to go on with whatever we got now. Like your bodily shape. Now this is like this according to prarabdha. But if a person makes so much endeavor, then he can change a little bit of his personality. And if he goes, spends extra money, take the so much pain of this plastic surgery and all, he can make little more changes. But that means he has paid for it. Paid in terms of the pain also. So if somebody is having all the surgeries and all, he has to go through the pain of the surgery. So he has removed that karma, that's why he is getting this body. That means the payment is done for it. It's not happening free. So, like you have to go through the pain. You took the pain, that's why the karma is gone. Like say somebody does some pujas. They have some doshas and they're having some serious problems with the marriage and all. Then they are told, okay, go to these temples of Lord Shiva, Jyotirlingas and perform this Abhishekam and come. So they took the pain, so they have removed some of their prarabdha effect. That's why they're able to come out of it. So that is possibilities there. But most of the time, it will like that. And time, where people say, when my time comes, yeah, everybody will get their time. But ultimately, only time wins. Nobody wins. Everybody dies.
Nice, Prabhuji. And one more thing, so one surprising thing is recently one of my relatives, they met me in the temple, and they told that they know astrology, so they told May 1st onwards, Guru is coming in your position, so your spiritual progress will improve, like that they told. I did not just I took it lightly, but really, May 1st onwards, I'm getting good services, more becoming closer to the Lord. So more Bhagavatam I'm reading. So really happening, Prabhuji. So I don't know, like how they can predict my spiritual life, because spiritual life is a dynamic and it's a free will, in Jiva's free will is there. So would you kindly put some more
What
light in
happens, bro? Guru, na, he is actually very, very good graha. Of all the grahas, only one person is Guru. One person is good, is only Guru. Everybody has some problems. What
that?
happens is, what they are telling is, when Guru is there, there is an inclination for spirituality. It happens for everyone. So you can
Oh,
predict, if Guru is there, you can predict for everyone. This Guru is strong, a person will get married, he may become very strong in spiritual life. All these good predictions happen, education will be good, he may get chances to go to foreign. All these things happen at the time of Guru. If anybody's Guru is strong, Guru times comes, everybody will get good things only. So
oh,
spirituality also you can predict for everyone. But whether he will go to Hare Krishna's, or he will go to Hare Krishna movement, or he goes to Ramakrishna movement, or he goes to Brahma Kumaris, there is so many possibilities there, because it also looks very spiritual. And if a person is sincere, he'll come to a proper source like that. But there will be spiritual activity he will be doing that time, because the time is because his modes are working in that direction.
oh, acha, 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 acha. That's a nice, Prabhuji. And on the same question, let us say now because of Guru influence, I'm doing nicely. I'm reading nicely. I'm doing nice service and all. So earlier I was struggling to read and chant and do seva and all. So that time also will be able to do nicely. I mean, can I change that also?
What happens is there will be struggle because our modes don't cooperate. But
Okay.
still, if our ego, I am servant of Guru, becomes very strong, then only we'll be able to overcome that influence. Otherwise, not possible.
Oh, acha, acha,
Our
acha.
action is proportionate to ego, bro. Action is
Ah.
actually proportionate to ego. So now what happens is, if ego is very strong,
Okay.
then no matter whatever influence is there, you will be able to overcome. Like Prabhupada went to America at the age of 70. As his
Correct.
body will not cooperate. But his ego as a servant of Guru is so strong. At the age of 70 also he could go and he could achieve something very big and come. Because there is no effect of, this is actually what is very important. Ego should be very strong. So no matter if I am affected, still I will be able to say no. I am going to do it at any cost. This is how it happens. And now it is very weak, we will get affected by the moods. Okay, today I am not in a mood to do. Suddenly, like I was given some service and I was very lazy. I was not doing. Suddenly a phone call came from my authority. Then immediately I understood, my God. then then how Maharaj will be upset or something, and immediately that motivated. Otherwise, the modes are affecting. We need to have that identity very strong. That will help us to overcome.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Nice explanation. Thank you so much.
Correct. We'll end here. Thank you very much.